All right, guys, welcome to part two of our discussion of Herbert Spencer. And I thought for this one here, I'm going to start with some general themes, I think, in Spencer's work. And then we're going to talk about some of the intellectual influences on Spencer and go on from there, okay? And talk more about his theory of social evolution. So, your textbook that you're reading is Ashley and Orenstein, right? And Ashley and Orenstein identify in Herbert Spencer's work three basic themes. Okay, three basic themes. So let's talk about what these three basic themes are. So the first one is called anti-government individualism. Okay, anti-government individualism. So what do we mean by anti-government individualism? Well, this is basically the same idea as laissez-faire capitalism. If you remember people like Adam Smith, Adam Smith said that markets, are the operation of the market is a process that automatically leads to order. It automatically leads to balance in society, right? And so you shouldn't interfere with it. So we had that whole idea of laissez-faire capitalism. And Herbert Spencer would agree with that, but he would also extend that whole idea of laissez-fairness, right, of leaving things alone, out to other aspects of society as well. So basically, anti-government individualism is a belief or an assertion, I should say, that society works best, right? Society functions best when governmental regulation and governmental control are kept to a minimum, right? So that's anti-government individualism. The second theme in Spencer's work, according to Ashley and Orenstein, is something called naturalistic evolutionism, right? So naturalistic evolutionism means that there are causal, right? Causal sequences of growth and development. Societies, for example, evolve. Excuse me. Societies, for example, evolve through stages, and that one stage causes the next stage to come. One stage gives rise to the next stage. Okay. And that goes for society and it goes for basically anything else. All right. So naturalistic evolutionism. There are sequences of growth and development. Number three, and this is a mouthful now, but here's the third theme, according to Ashley and Orenstein. It's positivistic uniformitarianism. Holy cow. Positivistic uniformitarianism. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means essentially that the law of the universe is evolution, right? That evolution is a universally applicable law. It applies to everything, no matter what we're talking about. We could be talking about biology, psychology, physics, astronomy, sociology. It doesn't matter whether we're talking about society or anything else, that everything evolves. Basically, everything evolves. Everything has gone through and everything is going through a process of evolution. Okay. All right. So, in fact, I'm gonna just say this right now. What is evolution? Let's define it, because I'm probably going to come back to this. You know how I repeat myself, but I'll come back to this. So, evolution is a universal process. Evolution is a universal law. So, what is evolution? Evolution is a process of development, right, from incoherent, undifferentiated mass to differentiated and coherent pattern, right, in which functions of structures, are well coordinated, okay? Evolution is a process of development from incoherent, undifferentiated mass to differentiated and coherent pattern, right, in which functions of structures are well coordinated. Now, we're going to talk about that more a little bit later, but I want you to kind of get this in your head. Everything evolves from a condition of incoherence, right, to a condition of coherence. Okay. Well, and like I said, we'll talk about that more as we move on here. All right. So those are the three themes. When it comes to talking about human societies, right, evolution of human societies, rather than being different, right, rather than being different from other evolutionary phenomena, the evolution of human society is simply a special instance, right? The evolution of human society is simply a special instance of the universally applicable law of evolution. Okay, you got that? All right, good. All right. Okay, let's go on here. Other general statements. Let's make three other general statements about Spencer. First, number one, Spencer was saying that, and we just got done saying it, right? Spencer was saying that society was subjected to the laws of evolution. Society is subjected to the laws of evolution, and that there are similarities between organic or biological evolution and social evolution. Okay, and in particular, it's that he is going to talk about how increased size leads to increased complexity. Increased size leads to increased complexity of society. Now, for him, that's going to be, for example, population size. Population sizes increase that by necessity has to lead to increasingly complex societies, right? Because the more people you have, the larger the populations become, the greater the need for refinement of coordination and all that other stuff. So we'll get to that too. Okay. All right. And you've also learned a little bit about Comte, right? And Comte was a social evolutionist too, but there were some differences between Spencer and Comte. There were some similarities and there were some differences, okay? So, for example, when Comte talked about evolution, when Comte talked about social evolution, you remember his law of three stages, right? The theological, the metaphysical, and the positivistic. Remember those three stages through which societies evolve. Now, one way to think about all that, one way to think about those three stages for Comte is that what Comte was talking about was really the evolution of the mind, right? Evolution of organizing ideas of society, remember that, okay? Spencer was not really interested in that. Spencer was more interested in looking at changes in social structure alone, right? And he was looking at or interested in changes in the development of social institutions. Okay. Everybody got that idea? Okay. So that's an important one.